Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor Hamza. Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is a Friday, and for the UK, it's Black Friday. I try to talk about spiritual subjects. I've been led down this path, so I'm just going to keep on this path for now. I don't mean to talk about the deep state so much, but these things keep coming up. So if you watch my last two episodes, I disclosed why this all happened. I came out with some information that I was led from Source, my higher power, God, to make up information in a meme form. I shared it. Sounds crazy about chemtrails and what was really going on. And that led to me being gang stalked online by a bunch of individuals. What I determined at the time is that they were agents for a UK, let's say, asset. So we subsequently after that, there was an attack on a Con Ed in Manhattan where subways went out and infrastructure went out when the electrical grid was taken out in Midtown Manhattan. After that happened, I just get this information again from my higher power, from Source, that there's like different factions within like almost let's call it like Illuminati. Don't like to say that, but let's say that if you're looking at the Earth, some of these factions aren't affiliated even with countries. But what I'm saying is that's what I feel. That then we went after in the USA. And again, this is just from my higher power. I'm not affiliated with any government agency or anything like that. Took out 5 Eurostat satellites. Those went down. They were hacked. So these are basically hack attacks. Now, as I understand, the attack for the U.S. Originally was done via a chip. So a chip would have to be inserted with the virus to actually make that cascade into that. The agencies were able to determine that that was a UK did it to the USA, our allies. We attacked each other, sorry, there's some noise here, which is true. The reason I felt drawn to understand it was the UK is one of the people that were cyber attacking me, gang stalking me online, had I saw a link that they purposely showed me, showing that the name Nemesis. When I tracked it back, Nemesis is a covert name for a UK program, which is in intelligence. Nemesis is the UK intelligence program that's like Common Core in the US, and codename Nemesis for basically brainwashing UK people into conformity in a way, and it's how their trickle down effect from information into the media transpires in all that education and all that. So the Nemesis program led me to, when I digged into it, led me to understand that the UK were the ones that were cyber bullying moi. And then I believe it was the UK that hacked and got into the Con Ed and took down the grid in retaliation for what I was doing. Then we took out 5 satellites. Then they took out, again, another attack on the U.S. soil where we were attacked in another electrical grid went down. Now, it took almost a month, but now there's been an attack on UK soil, cyber attack again. This one is called Black Friday. UK power grid cut plunges Britain into darkness as national grid outage sparks travel chaos with train tubes and traffic lights paralyzed. So this is now transpired today. So this is a national outage. We're having a cyber war right now. Most people are definitely unaware of this. You're not going to see this in mainstream media news. Nobody's talking about it. If you look at my past 2 videos, I'm the only one talking about it. My feeling from source is that the U.S. got away without any trail leading back. So it took them about a month somehow to worm their way in. Maybe they did it mostly by hacking, and the U.S. was able to hack in and take this out. Thousands have been left stranded on trains for hours in the pitch dark as the power cut wreaked havoc on the transport system tonight. 1 million people across the UK, 1 million, were plunged into darkness this evening after 2 national grid generators spectacularly failed. That's 2 separate ones failed, with large parts of London and southeast Liverpool, Glasgow, Wales, Gloucestershire, and Manchester all without power. Crowds in Clampton Junction were plunged into darkness as power hit at rush hour. This was the absolute worst, or if you're trying to attack, the best time. Okay, this was a coordinated attack. Obviously. Traffic lights went down Northcote Road near Hampton Junction in London. Like there's 20 photos. I'm sourcing the Sun article, which is in the public forum. I'm sourcing them right now. A motorist gets out of his car to traffic after power cut in the area leads to traffic lights falling. Okay, guys were in the subways. They were trapped for 4 hours. The bathrooms were overflowing. They were peeing out the windows. It was disgusting. Everybody was stuck. They sat in for 4.5 hours. Over that, people have been, there's no, completely unacceptable, saying here, multiple opportunities to evacuate the train while it was still daylight. 4 hours later, 8.5 hours, still stuck on the train with no water, no food, and no power. National Grid confirmed the system has been restored, but energy watchdog Ofgem has called for an urgent, detailed report so it can investigate. They haven't even investigated yet. This just happened. Okay. Londoners described apocalyptic scenes this afternoon after the country was plunged into darkness around 5 p.m. Commuter Harriet Jackson said all the traffic lights were down, but there were no police present, which meant it was dangerous to cross. Cars weren't stopping either. It was like witnessing something out of an apocalyptic film. Okay, so this is the biggest news of 2019. What I'm talking about is the most important thing that that you're not hearing about. This is where you don't get on mainstream news. You have to go and back channel like me channels and find this out. And nobody else is talking about this but me. Hundreds of people refused entry into the station. It was packed to the brim with stranded commuters inside. All services out of London's King's Cross were canceled while cops have been scrambled to deal with this fallout. Oof. It is, people were like, walking the tracks. They were stranded for 8 hours, 10 hours. And basically I predicted this. I've been talking about this. This is what I've been saying. I said this a month ago, guys. I said we're having a cyber war with the UK. That's what's going on with the USA and the UK. Now, does Trump know about this? Is Trump aware that we're having a cyber war? Probably not. These are alphabet agencies that I believe that are attacking each other, and we're counting coup, as it were. We're counting coup. You're seeing some pictures that I'm sourcing from the web now, and it's just hundreds refused entry into the station. Like this is the most disruptive event right now, 2019. People are in the UK are going to be talking about this to their grandkids this day that this happened. This is a big event. 2 passengers in London reportedly collapsed due to heat exhaustion after a Victoria Line train was stuck between Oxford Circus and Green Park for 25 minutes. Okay, so more than 100,000 homes in Devon were left without power. Around 300,000 UK Power Networks customers were affected in London and in the southeast. A spokeswoman for Northern Power Grid, which serves as Yorkshire and the northeast, said 110,000 of its customers lost power, while at least 26,000 people were without power in the northwest of England, Electricity Northwest said. National Grid confirmed at around 6:40 p.m., that's Greenwich Standard Time, that the issue had been resolved, but the knock-on disruption is expected to last hours. UK Power Network said, "We are aware of a power cut affecting large parts of London and southeast. We believe this is due to a failure on National Grid's network, which is affecting our customers." Gee, do you think? The outage came as the country is lashed by heavy rain and thunderstorms. So now they're going to blame this on rain and thunderstorms. Well, of course, with severe weather warnings in place for almost all of the UK tonight. National Rail Inquiries said power supply problems are currently causing disruption to a large number of train services. Information screens in some areas are also affected. It added, the UK Power Network has failed in the large parts of London and the southeast. This has prevented trains across Great Northern Network and between Farringdon and Bedford from being able to take power, and as a result, most trains are currently at a stand. Is a second day of travel chaos for commuters in London as thousands were left stranded in Euston and Marylebone because of signal failures. Wow. How to claim compensation for unplanned power cuts. This is a whole huge article. People are trying to sue for compensation from the governments for what this is. Here's somebody saying a significant drop in generation this afternoon caused a major drop in frequency, leading to power cuts across the country. Wow. So this is pretty, not just big news, this is huge. And as you know, I've been talking about this. So yeah, we're having a cyber war against the UK. I'd like to call, time out, peace for both sides. Let's stop at this point. Maybe I'm the only person talking, between sides at this point. I feel like nobody's saying anything. to each other, guys in the UK who were monitoring me. I'm really not an asset for anybody. I just pray, and I get information again from source. My source is God, and I could see patterns, and it's pretty obvious. I mean, 5 geosatellites don't just stop working all at once. Obviously, they were cyber attacked, and moving back. So we are definitely now, according to other sources that I have, and when I say other sources, I just read stuff online that's available to the public. Okay, that there was we had when I say we, the USA had a naval ship that was going to be supposedly attacked, bigger attack than 9/11. And then we were supposedly they were going to blame it on Iran, and then the USA was supposed to, attack Iran. The attack was supposed to be bigger than 9/11, according to, again, my source. And the people that were going to attack it were, in reality, the UK. Now, knowing what I know about this whole situation, I think that it could have been reversed. It could have been that the UK was pretending, perhaps, that Iran was going to attack the USA's naval ships, but it was actually the UK that was going to attack. And I'm saying like a major ship was going to be taken down, like maybe an aircraft carrier with like 5,000 plus crewmen. And that information went public in effort to stop that this would transpire and not happen. So that came out pretty recently too. When I saw that it was the UK were the people who released the information thought that the UK they found out were behind the massing for attack against a U.S. asset, but they took it to mean that it was a fake attack, that they were really going to attack, but it was just for to lead the USA into war with Iran, which it was done that way. But in reality, the UK would have been attacking the USA and trying to with the Tea Party, when the Tea Party with the Tea Party when beginning of the American Revolution, when they dressed up as Indians to attack the US, the UK ships and throw the tea into the harbor. This was like that, only opposite, right? So the UK was going to attack the USA, but then they were going to be like dressing up like Iranians, which is very interesting. I'm glad that got foiled. Listen, I don't want anybody to get hurt, okay? But this is really what's going on. This is certainly fascinating. I mean, I like to... There's things I was going to talk about, other things that are even more important, like the Mandela effect, for instance. But I mean, if when you get your smarts going to understand what Mandela effect's about, this kind of stuff is obvious. I mean, this is so like not, this is so obvious, what's going on. It's not like it's even really that hidden. I mean, for people, come on. You don't know what I'm talking about? And all this starts, like I said, like a butterfly can flap its wings in China and, a million light years away, a star would go supernova. Like it's all connected, I don't think these things are not connected. I believe that they are connected. Everything's connected. It's stupid to think it's not. So I just wanted to get all this off my chest about this major, major, major news story that nobody's talking about. And I told originally, I told the UK assets that were attacking me. I said, bad idea, leave me alone, don't do anything. Let's just drop the whole thing. Let's all go away peacefully. I did not want to start all this happening. These things like cascade, right? And they assumed, I guess, because I get information from source that I was talking about, again, chemtrails, being able to be used as fog of war, to lift the fog of war. And I said, listen, if you just leave me alone, I posted it online. Everybody's asleep anyway. Next day, everybody forgets about these things. Nobody pays attention, especially, to me. Look at this. I have, a couple hundred subscribers. Who's paying attention to me? Not really anybody. I don't have tens of thousands or 100,000 subscribers. I could say whatever I want here. Most of my subscribers are not going to share this video, even though it's the most important video so far of 2019. They're not going to share it. Come on. And they're going to watch it, maybe even not even watch it all the way through. No disrespect to any of my viewers. It's just the way it is. Everybody's busy. Everybody has jobs. A lot of people are asleep at the wheel. They're not paying attention. And that's just the way it is. So, like, I could talk about this information, and I was worried about it before. I'm not stressed about it before because, again, I'm not working for anybody. Independent, and I'm just saying my observations as a public citizen, trying to be a good guy and relate this information, what I see going on in the world, in an open public forum, and ready for comments, and I'll reply. Now, some of the people certainly unkind on my channel. One person remarked recently, said, get a job, like I have nothing else to do with my time. I haven't done a video in a long time. I'm a busy guy, and I'm not getting right now, I'm not getting a penny. I'm not getting a penny for making videos. I'm not getting a penny. I do distance healing and spiritual mentoring. I haven't got a penny in a long time for doing any of that. And I've been, they were cyberbullying me and saying, gang stalking me, that I was ripping people off and charlatan, all that, not even knowing who I was, trying to discredit me. See, and that's what happens. You try to discredit someone who you can't, and then this whole thing backfires and blows up and takes out power grids, and it's just horrible. I was going to talk about something even more important. There's so many things more important, believe it or not, than this. This is a little bit of what I want to talk about is the Mandela effect. And now I understand it. So I understand. I'm probably the only person on the planet that really understands what's really going on with the Mandela effect, and it's quite fascinating. This is almost 25 minutes long, so I could do. I'm going to talk about it. I think I'm going to describe to you and tell you what it is. And it's certainly fascinating, and it's more complicated than all this kind of deep state things that are happening right now. But hang on, tune in to my next video. I'm going to be going on vacation next week, so I'm going to have more time. So hopefully I'll post a lot more videos soon. If you enjoy them, please let me know. Don't be afraid to comment. I comment on my favorite things. Don't be afraid to do a thumbs up. I know a lot of people are paranoid. I've been on that paranoid train where I've been worried about saying certain things or leaving a cyber trail. Some of my followers on this crazy train YouTube channel are crazy. Say it nicely, not all of them, just a few, and they'll say crazy things, and it's interesting, disconcerting, and strange. So if you're crazy, watch another channel. There's much more interesting stuff out there than little old me. If you're crazy, so crazy people go away. But normal people who are, more than welcome to watch. Everybody could watch. I'm just saying that, when you comment, if you're typing all in caps and bad spelling and doing that maybe on purpose, just to try to throw everybody, I don't know. Just be normal, love each other. That's always good. Good advice. A lot of things going on, a lot of things. I want to do another video and talk more about spirituality. This was big news. So this is huge. Deep state attacks UK power grid down. This is amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to sign off now because I've spoken way too long. But check out the news. See what's going on. You'll see what I'm talking about. You could go and do the research yourself. You don't have to take my word for it about these power grid attacks. I want this just to stop, but I would predict if another attack on the USA power grid, that would be obvious. That would be the next thing. So then we have to go attack them again. And I say we because I'm in the USA. But how about we call it a draw at this point and we stop? That's what I would say. Nobody needs to attack anybody anymore. We could call off these cyber wars and get back to monitoring all those phone calls for civilians that everyone loves to do. That's entertaining, isn't it? Stop that too, really. So anyway, like, subscribe, share, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much. Tell me what you want the next video on, and I'll talk about it. Maybe we'll get off this whole deep state stuff. But this just happened, and I had to make a video. All right, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, as they say. That's that little bell thing over there. You hit that, and you know when I do a video. Watch it all the way through. Sometimes I say funny stuff at the end. All right, peace.